Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly command attention the moment they enter a room? They don't need to shout, seek validation, or prove themselves. Instead, others are naturally drawn to their energy. What's their secret? Is it charisma, confidence, or something more subtle? What if I told you this ability isn't something they were born with, but a skill that you can master? In today's exploration, we're delving into Stoicism and psychological principles to unlock the secrets of naturally attracting positive attention. This isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about becoming someone whose energy and presence inspire curiosity, respect, and admiration. Imagine walking into any social or professional setting, knowing you possess the quiet power to draw people toward you without even trying. How would that change your relationships, your confidence, and your life? As we dive in, you'll uncover strategies like mastering emotional control, creating a ripple effect with your energy, and the subtle art of leaving people wanting more. Each step builds on the last, leading to the final key, the one that ties it all together and leaves you unforgettable. Stay with me, and by the end of this journey, you'll not only understand these principles, but have the tools to apply them in your own life. Now, let's begin with the first, and perhaps most important, foundation of this transformation: mastering emotional control. 1. Master emotional control. When life tests you, how do you respond? Do you let emotions dictate your actions, or do you stay calm, collected, and in control? Emotional control is not just a skill, it is a hallmark of strength and one of the most magnetic qualities you can cultivate. Why? Because in a world where most people react impulsively, the person who remains composed stands out as a beacon of stability. Think about it. When chaos erupts, whether in a relationship, a workplace, or even a casual conversation, people tend to panic, argue, or withdraw. Yet the one who maintains a steady demeanor commands attention. Emotional control is like the eye of a storm, calm, unshaken, and impossible to ignore. So how can you embody this powerful trait? First, understand that emotional control begins with self-awareness. Ask yourself, how often do you let external circumstances dictate your mood? How often do you find yourself reacting rather than responding? As Stoicism teaches us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This timeless principle reminds us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can always control our response. Start by practicing the art of the pause. The next time you feel anger, anxiety, or frustration bubbling up, pause. Take a deep breath. In that moment of stillness, ask yourself, will this matter tomorrow? Next week? A year from now? Often you'll find that the urgency you feel in the moment is fleeting. By pausing, you reclaim your power and avoid impulsive reactions that could damage your relationships or reputation. Consider this scenario. You're in an argument with someone you care about. They're raising their voice, trying to provoke you. What do? The natural instinct might be to match their intensity, to defend yourself or prove them wrong. But what if, instead, you stayed calm? What if you chose to listen without immediately reacting? Your emotional control would not only de-escalate the situation, but also command their respect. People are drawn to those who exude calmness in the face of chaos because it signals strength and confidence. Another way to develop emotional control is by reframing your perspective. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, see them as opportunities to grow. For example, when someone criticizes you, resist the urge to take it personally. Instead, ask yourself, is there truth in their words? If there is, use it to improve. If there isn't, let it go. This practice not only enhances your resilience, but also shifts how others perceive you. They'll see you as someone who doesn't crumble under pressure, someone worth admiring. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on what we can control. When faced with a stressful situation, identify what's within your power to change and what isn't. Let go of the latter. Imagine being like a tree in a storm. The wind may shake your branches, but your roots remain firmly planted. This unshakable energy will naturally attract others, who will sense your strength and reliability. But let's be honest, staying calm isn't always easy, especially when emotions run high. So how can you train yourself to master this skill? Start small. Practice in low-stakes situations. like when someone cuts you off in traffic or a co-worker is being difficult. Notice your instinct to react and instead choose calmness. Over time, these small victories will build your capacity to handle larger challenges with grace. Think of your emotional control as a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And just like physical strength, emotional strength is magnetic. People are drawn to those who radiate calmness because it makes them feel safe and grounded. In relationships, this trait is especially valuable. Imagine being the partner, friend, or colleague who others turn to for support because they know you won't falter under pressure. How would that change the way people see you? By mastering emotional control, you're not just improving your interactions with others, you're transforming your relationship with yourself. You're proving to yourself that you are capable of facing any situation with dignity and grace. And that quiet confidence, it speaks volumes. As we move forward, consider this. What kind of ripple effect could your emotional stability create in your relationships and social circles? How might your inner calm inspire those around you? In the next section, we'll explore how to harness this ripple effect to naturally draw people toward you. 2. Create a ripple effect. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to light up a room, not because they demand attention, but because their energy is magnetic? They carry a calm confidence, an unspoken assurance that makes others feel at ease in their presence. What if you could be that person, the one who doesn't chase attention but draws it naturally, like a flame attracting moths? The good news is you can. It all begins with what we'll call the ripple effect. Imagine throwing a stone into a still pond. That single action creates ripples that spread far beyond the point of impact. This is how your internal energy works in social settings. When you cultivate a steady, positive state of mind, your energy ripples outward, influencing how others perceive and respond to you. The key is to focus not on controlling others, but on controlling yourself. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Stoicism, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So what kind of energy are you projecting into the world right now? Is it calm and grounded, or is it scattered and anxious? Ask yourself, how would others describe the atmosphere you bring into a room? The truth is, people are incredibly attuned to energy. They may not consciously recognize it, but they can feel it. That's why your emotional state has a profound impact on how others see you. To create a positive ripple effect, start by cultivating inner peace. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It means acknowledging your feelings without being consumed by them. For example, if you're feeling frustrated, take a moment to identify the root cause. Is it something within your control? If so, take action. If not, let it go. Remember, what you resist persists. The more you fight against something, the more power it has over you. Instead, embrace the Stoic principle of acceptance. Control what you can and release what you cannot. Now consider how this approach might transform your relationships. Imagine a scenario where someone close to you is upset. Most people would mirror that negativity, escalating the situation. But what if you chose to remain calm instead? Your steady energy would not only de-escalate the tension, but also set an example. You're creating ripples of calm, of stability, of trust. Over time, this energy becomes synonymous with who you are, making others naturally gravitate toward you. Here's a question for you. How often do you let external events dictate your mood? If the answer is often, then it's time to reclaim your power. The ripple effect starts within. When you focus on your own mindset and emotional state, you'll notice that people begin to respond differently to you. They'll feel the calm you've cultivated and subconsciously seek to be around it. But cultivating this energy isn't always easy, especially in high-stress situations. So how do you maintain your inner calm when life feels chaotic? Practice mindfulness. Take 5 minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Notice your thoughts without judgment and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Over time, this practice will strengthen your ability to remain centered, even in the face of challenges. Let me share a simple but powerful metaphor. Think of yourself as the sun. The sun doesn't chase after planets or try to prove its brilliance. It simply shines, and the planets orbit naturally around it. When you cultivate a steady, positive energy, you become like the sun, radiant, confident, and effortlessly magnetic. Others will be drawn to your warmth and light because it feels good to be in your presence. The ripple effect doesn't require you to say much or do anything dramatic. It's about who you are and the energy you bring. Whether in a professional setting, a social gathering, or a personal relationship, your calm presence will leave a lasting impression. People will remember you as the person who made them feel safe, understood, and valued. Now let me ask you, what kind of ripple effect do you want to create? What energy do you want people to feel when they think of you? Start cultivating it today and watch as the world around you begins to change. If this resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What kind of energy are you working on projecting? And if you're finding value in these insights, hit the like button to let me know. Your engagement not only helps others discover this content, but also reinforces your commitment to your own growth. Together, we're creating ripples that extend far beyond this moment. Stay with me as we move to the next step, how to stand your ground and command respect effortlessly. 3. Stand your ground. What does it mean to truly stand your ground? Is it about being stubborn, refusing to compromise, or always getting your way? Not at all. Standing your ground is about knowing your worth, setting clear boundaries, and staying true to your values even when the pressure to bend feels overwhelming. It's a quiet strength, one that commands respect without needing to demand it. Consider this. How often have you compromised your own needs or beliefs just to keep the peace or gain someone's approval? While compromise has its place, constantly giving in diminishes your self-respect and invites others to take you for granted. Standing your ground, on the other hand, sends a powerful message. You know your value, and you won't compromise it for temporary validation. Standing firm doesn't mean being confrontational or aggressive. In fact, the most effective way to assert yourself is through calm confidence. Imagine being in a disagreement with a colleague or loved one. Instead of raising your voice or trying to dominate the conversation, you simply express your perspective clearly and calmly. You acknowledge their feelings without sacrificing your own. This approach not only maintains respect, but often leads the other person to reflect on their own position. Why is this so effective? People are naturally drawn to those who display unwavering inner strength. In a world where many are quick to bend or change to fit others' expectations, the person who remains grounded stands out. This is where Stoicism offers profound guidance. As Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." By knowing your own values deeply and standing firm in them, you communicate a sense of integrity that others can't help but admire. Standing your ground also involves setting and maintaining boundaries. Ask yourself, what are my non-negotiables? These are the values, beliefs, and needs that are essential to who you are. Once you've identified them, communicate them clearly in your relationships. For example, if you value honesty, don't hesitate to call out dishonesty when you see it. By doing so, you're teaching others how to treat you and, more importantly, showing them how much you respect yourself. But what happens when standing firm feels uncomfortable? After all, asserting your boundaries can sometimes lead to conflict or rejection. Here's the truth. The people who truly value you will respect your boundaries, even if they don't always agree with them. And those who don't respect them, they're not the kind of people you need in your life. It's a lesson in courage. Being willing to let go of relationships that don't honor your worth is a powerful act of self-respect. Standing your ground doesn't just protect your own sense of self, it also influences how others see you. Consider a relationship where you've always been the one to compromise. Over time, this can lead the other person to expect you to bend to their every need. But the moment you start asserting yourself calmly and consistently, the dynamic shifts. They begin to see you in a new light, as someone with strength, dignity, and self-assurance. This isn't about creating conflict or forcing others to meet your demands. It's about showing that you value yourself enough to stand firm in your principles. When you embody this quiet confidence, people naturally gravitate toward you. They admire your integrity and feel secure in your presence, knowing you won't waver under pressure. Standing your ground is a practice, one that gets easier with time. Start small. Set a boundary in a low-stakes situation, like declining an invitation that doesn't align with your priorities. Notice how it feels to honor your own needs. Over time, you'll find that this strength becomes second nature, and the respect you gain from others will follow. Now that you've discovered how standing your ground can transform your presence, let's take it a step further. What if you could enhance your allure by embracing the power of scarcity and mystery? Let's explore how creating intrigue can amplify the attention you naturally attract. 4. Embrace scarcity and mystery. Why do we value diamonds, rare artwork, or limited edition items? The answer lies in their scarcity. People naturally place higher value on what is rare and difficult to obtain. The same principle applies to human interaction. If you're always available, always sharing, and always seeking approval, you dilute your perceived value. But when you embrace scarcity and mystery, you ignite curiosity and elevate your presence in the eyes of others. Think about it. How often do you make yourself overly accessible in your relationships? Do you rush to respond to every text, explain yourself fully, or always make time for others at the expense of your own needs? While this might seem like a way to strengthen connections, it can actually have the opposite effect. When you're too available, people may begin to take you for granted. On the other hand, when you're more selective with your time and energy, you create an air of intrigue that naturally draws others toward you. Scarcity doesn't mean playing games or withholding affection. It's about respecting your own time and energy. Consider the power of saying no. When you decline an invitation or set a limit, you signal that your time is valuable. This not only earns respect, but also makes others more eager to engage with you. As Stoicism teaches, true contentment comes from self-sufficiency, not external validation. By detaching from the need to be constantly available, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of seeking approval. Now let's talk about mystery. Have you ever met someone who revealed everything about themselves up front? While openness can foster connection, over-explaining or oversharing leaves little room for curiosity. Mystery, on the other hand, invites people to lean in, to wonder, and to invest in discovering more about you. This doesn't mean being secretive or distant. It's about knowing when to speak and when to hold back. Picture yourself as a book. If you reveal every chapter at once, there's no reason for the reader to keep turning the pages. But if you unveil your story slowly, layer by layer, you create intrigue. This principle applies to conversations, relationships, and even the way you carry yourself. When you leave some things unsaid, people naturally become more interested in understanding what lies beneath the surface. Creating mystery also involves practicing restraint in your emotional responses. For example, when someone asks a personal question, consider whether it's necessary to share the full story. A thoughtful pause or a vague but sincere answer can leave others intrigued, eager to learn more about you over time. Scarcity and mystery go hand in hand. Together, they create a dynamic that is both magnetic and empowering. When you're selective with your availability and deliberate in what you reveal, you become someone worth pursuing, someone whose presence and attention feel valuable. Here's the beauty of embracing these principles. You're not just enhancing your allure to others, you're also reclaiming your sense of self. By prioritizing your own time, energy, and boundaries, you cultivate a deeper respect for yourself. And that self-respect radiates outward, inspiring others to see you in a new light. As we move forward, think about this. How can you balance openness with restraint in your interactions? How might embracing scarcity and mystery transform the way others perceive you? Next, we'll delve into the art of keeping your cards close to your chest and how it deepens connections over time. 5. Keep your cards close to your chest. Have you ever felt the urge to lay everything on the table, to share your deepest thoughts, feelings, and experiences right away in a conversation or relationship? It's a natural instinct. Many of us believe that the more we share, the closer we'll feel to someone. But the truth is, revealing too much too soon can have the opposite effect. It removes the sense of intrigue and discovery that makes connections exciting and meaningful. The art of keeping your cards close to your chest is not about secrecy. It's about knowing when and how to reveal yourself in ways that invite curiosity and respect. Think about this. Have you ever been deeply intrigued by someone who seemed to have layers you couldn't fully grasp right away? There's something undeniably magnetic about people who hold a bit of themselves back, allowing others to slowly uncover their story over time. This isn't manipulation, it's about pacing. As Stoicism teaches, restraint is a form of strength. When you share thoughtfully rather than impulsively, you maintain control over how others perceive you. But why is this so powerful? It taps into a basic human desire, the need for discovery. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. When you share too much too quickly, you eliminate the challenge of getting to know you, and often the excitement fades. On the other hand, when you reveal yourself gradually, you invite others to invest more deeply in the relationship. They become intrigued, curious about the parts of you they have yet to uncover. So how can you put this principle into practice? Start by becoming more intentional about what you share and when. For example, instead of immediately answering every personal question in detail, take a moment to pause and reflect. What's the purpose of sharing this information? Does it add value to the conversation? Does it align with the level of trust and connection you've built so far? By considering these questions, you ensure that what you share is meaningful and appropriate for the context. Here's a practical exercise. The next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to fill every silence with words. Allow space for others to ask questions or express their thoughts. This creates a natural rhythm where both sides contribute equally to the exchange. You'll find that people appreciate the opportunity to lean in and engage rather than being overwhelmed with information. Keeping your cards close doesn't mean being distant or aloof. It's about balance. Imagine yourself as a novel with each chapter unfolding at the right moment. If someone were to read the entire book in one sitting, the suspense and intrigue would be lost. But when each chapter is revealed slowly, with care and purpose, the story becomes irresistible. Your life and personality should feel the same, something others want to explore and revisit, not something they consume all at once. This approach is particularly effective in relationships. Whether you're meeting someone for the first time or deepening a bond with a long-time partner, pacing your self-disclosure creates an ongoing sense of discovery. It also prevents you from feeling overexposed or vulnerable too soon. Relationships thrive on mystery and growth. When there's always more to learn about each other, the connection remains fresh and engaging. Of course, it can be tempting to overshare, especially when you're excited or emotionally invested. But remember, restraint is not a weakness, it's a form of self-respect. By keeping your cards close, you're not only protecting your energy, but also ensuring that what you share carries weight and significance. As Stoicism emphasizes, what you choose to give is within your control, and exercising that control is a mark of wisdom. So let's reflect. Are there areas in your life where you tend to overshare? How might keeping your cards closer transform the way others perceive you? By adopting this mindset, you'll find that people start leaning in, asking more questions, seeking to know you better, and valuing the time and insights you choose to share. If this idea resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you see opportunities in your life to practice more restraint and cultivate mystery? Let me know your experiences or even challenges with finding the balance. And if you're enjoying these insights, hit the like button to show your support. It helps bring this message to others who are also looking to transform their connections. Stay tuned, because next we'll explore how to become the person no one can forget. 6. Be the one who's hard to forget. What makes someone unforgettable? It's not the loudest voice in the room or the flashiest personality. The people we remember most are those who leave a quiet yet profound impact on us. They carry themselves with a unique blend of authenticity, self-assurance, and calm. These qualities create a lasting impression, one that lingers in the minds of others long after the interaction is over. To be hard to forget, you must first embrace who you are at your core. This means living with authenticity, not trying to imitate others or shape yourself to meet someone else's expectations. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine because authenticity is rare. In a world filled with pretense and superficiality, the person who confidently embraces their true self becomes a breath of fresh air. But what does authenticity look like in practice? It's not about oversharing or seeking constant validation. Instead, it's about aligning your words and actions with your values. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What qualities do I want others to remember about me? When you live in alignment with these answers, you project a sense of inner harmony that captivates others. Another critical element of being unforgettable is emotional independence. This doesn't mean shutting others out or refusing to connect. It means being secure enough in yourself that you don't rely on external approval to feel worthy. As Stoicism teaches, true contentment comes from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you embody this principle, you become someone others admire not for what you say, but for who you are. Consider this. How often do you seek to prove your worth to others? The person who doesn't chase attention or try to convince others of their value stands out precisely because they don't need to. Their quiet confidence speaks louder than any words ever could. People are drawn to this energy because it creates a sense of stability and trust. Being hard to forget also means leaving others better than you found them. When you interact with someone, do you make them feel seen, heard, and valued? These small yet profound gestures create a lasting impact. It's not about grand displays or dramatic moments. It's about the subtle ways you make others feel. People may forget your words, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Let's not forget the power of presence. When you're with someone, are you truly present, or are you distracted by your own thoughts or the constant buzz of technology? The ability to give someone your undivided attention is increasingly rare, and it makes a lasting impression. When others feel that they have your full presence, they'll remember you as someone who truly values and respects them. To be unforgettable, focus not on making people notice you, but on making them feel something. Be the calm in their storm, the reassurance in their uncertainty, the steady presence in their chaos. These are the qualities that linger in someone's mind long after the moment has passed. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real, grounded, and consistent. Now that you understand how to become someone others can't forget, let's move on to a trait that amplifies this effect: staying cool under pressure. 7. Stay cool under pressure. There's something undeniably magnetic about someone who remains calm in the face of adversity. When emotions run high, most people panic, react impulsively, or crumble under the weight of the situation. But the person who stays cool under pressure, they stand out as a pillar of strength and control. This quality doesn't just attract attention, it earns respect. I think of a time when you faced a high-stress situation. Perhaps it was a heated argument, a crisis at work, or an unexpected challenge in your personal life. How did you respond? Did you react out of fear or frustration, or were you able to pause, reflect, and handle the moment with grace? Staying calm in these situations signals emotional mastery, a key tenet of Stoicism. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Why is this so attractive? Emotional stability is a rare quality, and it provides something everyone craves: a sense of safety. When you're the person who can keep your composure when everything around you is in chaos, others will naturally be drawn to your steadiness. Your calm presence reassures them, making you a person they want to be around. Staying cool under pressure also conveys confidence. When you don't let external events dictate your emotions, you project an unshakable belief in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This confidence isn't loud or boastful, it's quiet, grounded, and deeply compelling. It says, "I've got this," without ever needing to utter the words. But let's be honest, staying calm under pressure isn't easy. It requires practice and discipline. One way to cultivate this skill is by controlling your breathing. When you feel stress rising, take a moment to focus on your breath. Slow, deep breaths send a signal to your brain that you're safe, helping to reduce anxiety and bring clarity to your thoughts. This simple technique can make a world of difference in how you respond to challenging situations. Another powerful tool is perspective. When faced with a stressful moment, ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? 5 years from now? Often, The things that feel overwhelming in the moment lose their significance when viewed from a broader perspective. By reminding yourself of this, you can keep your emotions in check and respond with greater wisdom. Staying cool under pressure isn't just about managing crises, it's about maintaining your composure in everyday interactions as well. For example, imagine you're in a meeting and someone criticizes your idea. The instinct might be to defend yourself or lash out. But what if you took a moment to listen, acknowledge their perspective, and responded thoughtfully? Your calm reaction would not only diffuse the tension but also demonstrate maturity and emotional intelligence. The ability to stay grounded during conflict is particularly valuable in relationships. Disagreements are inevitable, but how you handle them can make or break the connection. When you respond with patience and understanding, rather than anger or defensiveness, you create a space where both parties feel respected. This builds trust and deepens the bond. Ultimately, staying cool under pressure isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. It's about choosing how you respond rather than letting the situation control you. This practice doesn't just make you more attractive, it makes you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Now that you've discovered the power of composure, reflect on this. How might staying calm transform the way others see you? What ripple effects could your steadiness create in your relationships and interactions? With these questions in mind, you're ready to integrate all these principles into your life and embrace the transformative power of being unshakably grounded. We've journeyed through the essential steps to naturally attract positive attention: mastering emotional control, creating a ripple effect, standing your ground, embracing scarcity and mystery, keeping your cards close to your chest, becoming unforgettable, and staying cool under pressure. These principles, rooted in Stoicism and psychological insights, are not just strategies, they're a way of life. When you embody these qualities, you become someone who radiates confidence, calmness, and authenticity, effortlessly drawing others toward you. So now the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? How will you begin to integrate these principles into your life? It's not about achieving perfection overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps toward becoming the person you've always aspired to be. Every moment is an opportunity to practice. When a challenge arises, see it as a test of your composure. When you feel the urge to overshare or seek validation, remind yourself of the power in restraint. This transformation is not about manipulation or forcing others to see your worth. It's about becoming someone whose value is undeniable, someone who doesn't need to chase attention because their presence naturally commands it. Remember, the most attractive people are those who are at peace with themselves. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. As you apply these lessons, you'll notice a shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you perceive yourself. You'll feel more grounded, confident, and in control. And that's the true reward. The inner strength and self-respect you cultivate along the way. If this journey has resonated with you, now's the time to take action. Share your thoughts in the comments. What principle spoke to you the most? What are you excited to implement in your life? Don't forget to like this video if you found value in it, and subscribe to join our community of growth and transformation. By engaging, you're not just supporting this content, you're reinforcing your own commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for being here and for investing in your personal growth. Here's to becoming the kind of person who doesn't just attract attention but inspires it. Wishing you strength, wisdom, and unshakable confidence as you take these steps forward. Until next time, live with purpose and let your energy speak louder than words.